Did you know doing this job can save you up to $250? I'm Marissa with FCP Euro, and today we're going to show you how to replace your cabin air filter. So today we're going to be installing this Hengst charcoal activated cabin air filter. This is a great value per dollar install for the Porsche Macans. We also do offer several 5-layer biofunctional charcoal activated options as well. If you're more allergen prone, you might want to pay up for this option here. But for today, we're going to install this Hengst one. What I also have up on the table are 3 of the plastic cabin air filter housing screws. If you're buying your Macan used and you happen to see that you're missing some of them, or if you lose them during the process, we do have those here on our website. Now, if you're experiencing a musty smell in the cabin or your fans aren't working as strong as they used to, these might be some telltale signs that your cabin air filter is clogged and is due for replacement. Generally speaking, you're going to want to replace your cabin air filter every year or 10 to 15,000 miles depending on where you live and the driving conditions. If you live in an area that's very prone to pick up pollen or other allergens from the road, or you live in a place that's really dusty, you might want to change your cabin air filter more frequently than not. Some of the tools we're going to need for today are really just our hands here, and I recommend including a flashlight just to help you see a little bit better. Now, this is a really easy DIY. You don't really need any previous experience with this. Anyone can do this DIY, so let's go on over to the car and let me show you how. So in order for us to install this Hengst cabin air filter today, we're going to need to head on over to the passenger side, open the door, get on your favorite stool or whatever device you need to get started on accessing the original cabin air filter in this area here. So underneath the glove box, kind of way tucked in up by the firewall, you're going to find a few recessed areas and this kind of foamy plastic-like housing piece here. These are going to have those black plastic screws we had on the table. You're going to want to just unscrew those by hand. It might take you a bit because it's kind of a little ergonomically not friendly, but you'll get a feel for them. So like I said before, there's going to be a total of 3 screws. Next thing, you're going to want to pull the shroud down and out. It's very flexible, so don't be afraid if you have to pry at it and kind of contort it in a way that feels kind of awkward. Now that we have this piece out here, you're going to want to reach for this white plastic assembly, and you're going to want to slide this over to the right, and it'll pop out like so. So you can see we have a lot of sediment and buildup here coming out, so if your cabin air filter looks like this in the track, you're going to want to maybe consider putting a towel down to keep your floor mat from getting quite potentially really dirty. Now that we took that plastic tray out, let's go ahead and just drop the air filter down. You're going to want to notate the orientation. Oh, surprise, we got organic confetti. You're going to want to notate the orientation of the air filter when putting your new one back in. So we're going to go ahead and replace this with the Hengst charcoal activated filter. Now, replacement is just as easy as removal was. So you're going to take this piece, again, notating the orientation. This slant goes on the right-hand side. And we're just going to want to insert it like so. So once you get it started in there, you can feed it up fairly easily, like that. So like I said, obviously this was dirty when we pulled it out, so we're just going to want to wipe this down. Now that we have a clean new filter in it, doesn't make it sense to put this back dirty, right? Easy peasy. You don't have to get too crazy with it. That's good enough now. So let's go ahead and reinstall this. Just slide it back to the left like that and lock it in place. And just like that, reverse the rest of your order of assembly. So since we took this off first, I'm going to put this on, make sure it's fed into all the right tabs properly, seated down nice and tight. And once we screw it back in, we're essentially done. So feel free to peel back the foam insulator here a few times. Make sure you're lining it up. You can even poke your finger through if you have small digits here to make sure you're lined up with those bosses to accept the threads of the plastic bolts here. And you'll get a feel for it once it engages with the threads. You'll confidently know when it's engaging. And just like that, with that last bolt tightened up, you have completed the cabin air filter for your Porsche Macan. Not only did you do this all by yourself, but you saved yourself upwards of $250 by DIYing instead of doing it at the dealership. Marissa Simos here with FCP Euro. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're looking for more 95B Porsche Macan content. See you guys on the next one.